I first heard this song, I didn't understand what to do on the guitar, and as it turned out, I ended up retuning my guitar. Alright, and I don't want you to get daunted by that because I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm also going to show you how to retune back to standard. And bottom line is, and I'm going to tell you this right now, fingerstyle guitar and retuning the guitar go hand in hand. You would be hard pressed to find a fingerstyle guitarist these days playing in a standard tuning. Simply the standard tuning does not allow all the musicality. So what I did is I adjusted this guitar tuning to that song in that key. And very important. Now if I would have put a capo on, so I would have been forced to put a capo. I tried that, it didn't sound good. I'm going to show that anyway, all right, a little later, and probably in the next lesson, that I send by email, I'll show that as well. But this tuning right here makes it very easy to play. As a matter of fact, it's just for the beginners that we're going to start out with today, it's just one finger, and I'm just going to have you work on one thing today. All right, the first thing that we have to do to play this song is we got to get our guitar in the correct tuning. Right now I'm in standard tuning, and what I want to do is just, while we're in standard tuning really quick, I want to point out a couple of notes on the guitar. You probably don't know this, that they don't really like to be in perfect tune, and it's just because of the nature of guitars and the intonation that we call it. When we press on the frets, sometimes with guitars the intonation can be off a little bit. So notorious on any acoustic guitar is the B string being out of tune and the E string, the bottom E string. And what happens is if you put it perfectly in tune, then when you go to play some notes up the neck, they will not be in really good tune, and you got to cheat things a little bit. So on this tuner here, let me show you this tuner. This is called my Pano Tuner, and it's an app that I got online, and it's free. It's on my iPad, and you don't have to have this exact one, but this is a very good tuner. Look at how it's picking up my voice here. It's a very good tuner. I use it in the studio all the time, and very accurate. So what I want to do is, let me just show you, let me just pluck this B string. Of course, here's my E string. Now on the guitar here, this is the E string right here, the tuning peg for this. If I wanted, the rule is, if I've got my strings put on correctly, if I want to sharpen the note, means I want to raise the pitch, what I have to do is I have to turn it to the right, tune the tuner to the right. And that goes for all of these. So sharpening is always to the right, and flattening the note, making it, a lower pitch, is always to the left. Even on these lower strings right here, it's sharp is right and flat is to the left. Okay, so I'm playing this note and it's a little out of tune. I'm just gonna try to get it right in the middle is the idea. On many tuners you'll see two lights flash, that's when you know you're in tune. With the B string right here, what I have to do is this is the second string, I have to tune it a little flat. So watch where this resonates. Right there. And that's going to make it so that notes that I play on the guitar are going to sound in better tune, and they will be in better tune. The last string from the standard tuning that I have to flatten a little bit is the E string, the lower sixth E string. So I'm going to pluck that. And that actually looks pretty good. Alright, so I just put a graph up of the tuning for this song. I just kind of made it up here. I'm not sure if this is any kind of tuning that a lot of people use, but it works for this song. So what I did was I tuned the E string, the first E string. I'm going to tune that down to a D. So remember, if you want to tune flatter and down, you want to turn the knob to the left, okay, the tuning peg or the tuning knob to the left. So we're going to go all the way down to D here. All right, and the next string that has to be changed is the B note, the B string rather, which is the second string. That's got to go to a B flat. So here we go with that. This time you can get this string right in tune. And there's only one more string to change. It's the lower E string, the sixth string. It's got to go to a D note. But we are going to tune that a little flat like we did with the E. Now what I recommend is after you've tuned those three notes, I want you to go back and just hit the guitar, every string once again, and make sure that they're all correct. So the first note is D, the second note is B flat, third note is G, and this will probably be out of tune here. The next note is D, and you can go right on with the D and the G, right in the middle of the tuner. Try to get it in perfect tune. Then the A. What happens is when you tune a guitar down, some of the strings down, it will make the other ones go sharp most of the time. And there you have it. What I'd recommend is for you to go ahead and even do it a third time. I'm going to save time here. Let's get into the song right now. All right, I hope you have your guitar all tuned up, and I hope you have it in your hand. I want to show you what we're going to learn today real quick, all right? And it's one finger on the right, actually it's the thumb, and on the left hand it's one finger on the left, and that's all we're going to do today is one finger, okay? So here's what we're going to learn. All right, that looks easy enough, but actually it's kind of tricky because it's not regular downbeats. We're coming in on some offbeats. I'm going to show you where that is. But first, let's just do the first note together if we could. So with the thumb, and I'm going to tell you something about, you know, I've been doing this with the lessons because I'm looking into the camera and I want you to be able to see my hand. But a lot of people I see playing up here too much with plucking. And that's not as good of tone as down here. This sounds better. You'll see my hand when I'm seriously playing, trying to play down in this position. You're going to get better tone out of your guitar. Some people like to have nails. That's a wonderful thing. Some other people like to have thumb pick. I just got used to the thumb and I play pretty hard. I'll hit it pretty hard. And don't be afraid to really play the guitar and dig into it a little bit. Sometimes I hear people going, you know, very softly, and you can go ahead and dig in with your right hand, you know, go ahead and be a little aggressive there. So all I'm doing is I'm 5 frets up on the 6th string. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm pressing just below the fret. All right, like so. And I've got enough clearance. Now, in a lot of my lessons, I say go like this, you know, to hold your guitar like this so it naturally tilts up the neck. You don't have to stay like that. If your hand automatically is able to arch and clear the string, you don't want to be, you know, playing this note and then having the other one thudding. Okay, you want to be able to have the clearance, you know. So keep that in mind too on the left hand. With the right hand, all I'm doing is plucking the note. Okay, so why don't you try that with me, just on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now what's important about this, And how did you do, by the way? Let me know. What's important about this is we're going to be moving our hands, okay? So your hands have to be able to go, to move on the guitar. One thing that a lot of guitarists will teach is to not move and conserve energy by not moving too much. It's perfectly okay to move your hand into different positions, okay? So my first note is this, and my next note is going to be down here, 1 fret on the 6th string, 1 fret above the 6th string. Okay, so try that with me. Anyway, I'm just plucking, that's my second note, okay? And the third note, or the third different note that I'm going to be playing, is just an open D note, okay? You'll see that in the sheet music that I have there too. So now we should talk about the timing and groove, because this is really the difficult part. The notes themselves to play are pretty easy, but it's more of when to come in that really counts. So normally in music you have a metronome that's clicking off, and you'll hear 4 of those per measure, okay? So what I've done, the best way to describe when to play these notes is going to be happening if I double time the rhythm. 8 of these clicks per measure, and I've done that on earlier videos on Let's Play Guitar. If you've taken that course, I double time the metronome, and it helped explain things. But same thing with this, we're going to need to double time this in order to get the timing right. So the first note of the first measure, and I'm putting a graph up here of this little chart, and don't worry, I'm going to get that to you as well, is a downbeat. It's 1 on the downbeat in the measure. You could see it right there. It's the first note, okay? The second note gets played on the 5th beat of the measure. And we're not talking about the downbeats, we're talking about the double time beats, the 8 beats per measure. So that's the 5th beat of the measure. And then the open note, here's the tricky part, it comes in on the 8 of the downbeats. So it's 1, 5, 8. Okay, that's the timing, that's when it comes in on the beat. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? I'm going to go real slow with that. Let's just, I don't expect you to play it yet, but just at least understand it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're coming in on the 1, we're coming in on the 5, and we're coming in on the 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so what I want to do is, let me get the metronome out, and let's start really slow, and let's see if we could play along with this, all right? We're just going to work on measure 1 right now. We'll have a little bit of a rest between measure 1 and measure 2, so just follow me here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that was at 60 beats per minute. I want to do one other thing now. Let's go to a little faster tempo. Let's go to 70. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're going to add a note. It's going to be with the thumb, and it's going to be on the open string. All right, so there's nothing to do on the left hand. It's just thumb, right hand, one note. Okay, and so far we've been leaving the next measure after we play the. We've been resting and we haven't been doing anything, but that's measure 2. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a note, and we're going to pluck this string right here, and it's going to be on the 4th beat of the 8 possible beats we're going to be playing in. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me play it real slow, the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go real slow. Let's see if you could do it with me. I'll count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to break out the metronome. We'll try it at 60 beats per minute. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, lesson number 1 is concluded. Please practice with this and stay on this as long as possible. Lesson number 2 is coming soon, but there's going to be even more syncopated rhythms. So if you don't have this part down, lesson 2 is going to be impossible. So please stay on this and get this down. I have below this video, I have practice MP3s, play-alongs to play along with, and I also have sheet music there, so go and get that link as well. And if you're thinking of moving ahead too fast with this whole thing, think of it like this. You can't juggle 4 balls when you can't even juggle 1. So stay on this, get this down. Lesson 2 is going to be a lot easier if you know this first. So God bless. I'll see you in the next lesson.